beef.
Is that what you used to say when you used to be a director?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mash them beans. Anyway, welcome to the Blunderbuss Special. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Man,
You're having a brain fart, aren't you?
Yeah, you haven't done this for a long time. We haven't done
a month?
Yeah, wow. Welcome, everyone. This is the Blunderbuss Special. My name is Bob, and of course, with me is the illustrious Nate.
What's going on?
And we'd like to thank you for joining us for this show for tonight. We're not going to have a kind of I wouldn't say an off show, but we're going to have like kind of a mini reunion. I'd like to call it a conversation with Jose.
There you go.
And Jose, he's our spiritual leader, our podcast guru. And
he's just back from Rio. He made it out somehow.
Yeah, he's studying the Zika virus to make sure that
the Zika virus,
the Olympians didn't get
studying why the Olympics are totally going to take a shit this year.
And it's just not in the water.
That is some crazy shit, man.
That's
do I want a gold medal or do I want to get fucked?
Well, if you're gonna go to Rio, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Or they want that one out of pressed shit.
And it's funny, every time I come over here, it's always gonna be a reunion, no matter how long it is. Like I come here like next week. Here we are, Jose, with a reunion show.
Well, you're always traveling the world, man.
I am.
Come on, man. What the fuck?
I
you know,
am.
hanging out with llamas and shit. You know.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with llamas. That's
llamas,
for sure.
And the Dalai Lama. Because they're in close relation to each other.
I don't think that's how it works, but sure, why not?
Yeah,
I don't know enough about llamas to tell you wrong. So.
I don't know. They spit.
Well, here's the thing. I have been very, very busy. You know, I had the band thing going on. That occupied a lot of time. We were talking about video games as well. And man, one thing that gets me is that like Uncharted 4 just came out.
Okay.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, man.
And the PlayStation, right?
PlayStation 4, yeah. And then there's
you don't have an Xbox?
No, dude.
Fag.
Sorry. PlayStation guy. Way to bring up old wounds over here.
Yeah, thanks. Way to go, Nate.
I think we've been through this a couple times.
Way to class it up, Nate.
Yeah.
It's never enough!
I am your guest.
Like that means anything.
I know, right? Anyways, so
means no holds barred.
We were talking about how we play video games, but really it's just a waste of time.
It is, and it's because, like I said, if I just finished reading this whole set of books, the Dark Tower series we were talking about, you'd say that's an accomplishment. Way to go!
Yeah.
But if I just finished Uncharted 4, who gives a shit? Nobody gives a shit if you finish. Like granted, like say if someone else played the game. I'm like, oh, really, blah, blah, blah. I really like the blah, 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 blah. And
but on the same token, you say that, I only know a handful of people that read the Dark Tower series, and that was like way when ago, so
yeah.
It's the same kind of thing.
I think it's much more of an accomplishment to read a book than it is to play the video game.
It is.
I guess, yeah.
I'm just waiting for the time where they novelize. Hold on, let me step back a bit.
Novelize?
When they take novels and they make them into video games, or what novels used to mean back in the day are video games. Like I remember reading East of Eden for the first time and just being enthralled and being in these people's heads. Like, I don't know if you guys ever played Heavy Rain. Well, it's a PS4 game. But the graphics are
Sounds familiar.
But you choose, like, you have choices within the game, and you get really enthralled and emotional. Like, oh my God, what do I do? And it's really good. It really captivates you. And I kind of feel like, wow, if there was more games like this is the future. Like, you can learn things, right? Just like you did in novels. And
actually, there was that one game, America's Army, which apparently there was. I was hearing a story where there was an accident, and this guy managed to pinch off some dude's artery because he actually learned that from the medic sim of American
Exactly.
Sim.
Yeah.
Which
that's pretty badass. That's what games should be. I mean, not super educational, but you should get something out of it. If it's real.
But that's just it. It's like games these days. They tell their own story. I mean, it's almost. I wouldn't say it's a novel being put into a game unless if it was taken from a novel, but it's
it has the potential to go there.
Yeah, you're immersed in this. Some of them have really great stories. Some of them it's just a game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Titanfall, it's just a fighting game. That's all it is.
Of course, you need to talk about Red Dead Redemption, which
that was fucking great.
That was an awesome game.
Fuck yeah!
Oh,
Bring
man,
that shit back.
Yeah. Oh man, beat it every which way you could, and it's like, you know what? And that's the thing these days. It's like I play a game almost to where I'm going to beat it, and then I don't play it anymore because I don't want the story to end. I guess that's just what's going on.
Well, it's the journey. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If they had more games like that had a journey, the cerebral games, like I think I would play them, and you get something out of it. It has to be something like some sort of quality aspect to it.
Like the part where you actually you go into Mexico for the first time.
Oh,
and
dude.
Then they have that sullen like guitar solo.
So good.
Oh, and the hookers and shit.
Well, no, Nate, not that.
See, we all get different things out of it. It's
like,
great.
I'm talking about
An emotional journey.
An emotional journey of the character's solitude. To
He's thinking of getting syphilis with these fucking hookers.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
And they're raunchy too.
Oh yeah, they're fucking raunchy as shit. And the thing is, you're married. Come on, man. There's no fucking no hookers in the game. Come on, what the shit, you know? But no,
I remember one time I got horse jacked by a prostitute. One time.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. Didn't you didn't you track her down and like drag her to death or something like
Well,
that?
I do with all the horse things.
You know what? My big bone to pick about that game is you couldn't hang anybody. I wanted to hang some motherfuckers. It's like, oh, you did me wrong. Put them on the horse, whole 9 yards, and then you just slap the horse and then
Real
watch.
Wild West.
Yeah, and then watch them do the Tyburn jig. Fucking, come on, man. You know, or like.
Or do the Clint Eastwood where you just like shoot them and then take them to the next town, get reward money, put them up again, shoot them.
Well, what was the one? What was it? That chick's husband? You were up in the. Oh shit! You were up in the north area, kind of in the swamp area, I think it was.
Oh, I know. What you're
and
saying.
that chick's husband, those guys like took him, and I think they were raping her, and they were hanging him, and he had to shoot the rope just in time before he dies.
I was like, do I really want to do this?
I think was that one of those like
tall trees? No, it wasn't tall trees.
It might have been one of those side where like some guy comes like, help, they're gonna.
No. It was an actual. No, because those are usually like the stagecoach is broken down, or someone stole my horse, kind of shit.
Yeah,
no,
because I remember
that
was one where like someone was like, help, they got my mom on my paw, and of course they had the lady like hanging, and you have to shoot the.
Yeah, shoot the rope.
You have to shoot the rope.
Oh, that was one of those.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been so long since I played it.
They had a bunch of those, which honestly, my favorite one were like you hear some guy running around, he's like, help, and he's being chased down by bobcats or something.
Oh yeah.
Like that. And I'm like. You're being chased. What? Like, of course, you try to help him, but then he gets eaten by bobcats.
It's like, tough.
Which is kind of goofy, right? I'm just waiting for like the moment when they come out with like the Donner Party, the video game.
The Donner Party.
That would be fucking epic, right?
You show up and then they're fucking eating each other's.
Yeah.
Well, they had it, but they had something like that in Red Dead Redemption. Remember that one?
Yeah, they had like a little.
Did they?
Yeah, they had like a little. That's why I thought about it.
It was like the hills, like you'd go like.
Up in tall trees.
No. It was in the first. It was in the first.
The first map.
Yeah,
oh,
New
that's
Austin.
right.
We're like, yeah, my wife, she's in the hills picking mushrooms, and I've never seen her again.
That's
and all
right.
you find is a foot.
Yeah,
you know?
That's
and then
right.
of course,
that's right.
Some guy like some hillbilly tied up some guy. He's like, oh God, he's gonna fucking eat me. And then you're like, either let him go or kill the. And of course, that's kind of fucked up if you know that, especially that the cannibal hillbilly is just like,
Gonna make him squeal like a
What
pig,
they
boy.
should do is bring back the Oregon Trail, but like the real Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd
Like,
be
fucked up.
Well, see, like everybody clamors, because I watched Chunky E3 and everybody's like, "Oh man, Red Dead," new Red Dead. The only thing is like that time period that it took place in. That's a very short time period.
It
So
is,
it's
yeah.
like, how are you going to tell
Lawless
another
land.
story that's not going to be the same damn thing?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of room for it. It just depends on how people are gonna be hungry for it. Like if they're gonna want the same thing that's before, they're gonna be disappointed. But there's so many different things that you could do.
Because granted, you'd always do pre-sequel of doing the expansion west. You could always do 1960s.
Or you can just do another guy.
Well,
Or you do another guy around the same.
Well, no, but I mean, you got to figure it's like when cartridges actually really started, like they were everywhere, kind of thing. From that time to where you had your hog leg, all the way to the point of 1911, where you're actually getting semi-automatic weapons. That's a very short time period if you really think about it.
Well, you could even expand to it, and maybe it'd be one of those games that's that weird transition.
Well, no, because I mean that game literally took at the end of the West,
Well,
because once you get over to the last area, and then the guys come in a little buggy car and everything,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
that's the death of the
Well,
West, really.
Yeah, it is. But what I'm saying, like, let's dive into fucking Prohibition and shit. You know what I mean? Like, there hasn't been a game like
Actually,
that yet.
that would be, but of course, I would like to see something like
Rum Runners and shit.
World War One. Like, because honestly, that was the real, like, between the old world and the new world.
Exactly.
Actually, their Battlefield's doing. Is it Battlefield or is it Dawn of War? My ass. God damn it. The fucking. God damn. What's the other one?
Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor. Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. That's
Call
what
of
it is. Call of
Duty,
Duty.
yeah.
Yeah. They're actually doing a World War One one.
They're going back. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So.
That's gonna
And
be
I think
fucking
Call of
epic.
Duty's doing like one way in the future, like we're out in space kind of shit. So yeah, they're already doing that. So
That's fucking badass.
it's kind of like, man, it's like, how is that gonna fucking work, man? It's all bolt action shit, man. And they showed a couple like machine guns, handheld machine guns. Like I never really wouldn't have many of those fuckers around. And I think someone was telling me, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of like trench warfare, like hand to hand
Dude,
combat.
what about
So-
like gas and shit?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
gas,
fucking
yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
The
dude,
trenches.
that's nasty
Oh,
shit, man.
Fuck, man.
Fucking.
I hope they do it right though, because there's that
Death by
possibility of just
chlorine.
complete horror. Like to me, it's just a complete horror.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's
Well, it's kind of like watching a lot of those old Warner Brother cartoons and whatnot, where it's a wasteland. They have it to where it's like a wasteland, and then like whatever little animals are trying to survive, and it's just the helmets,
Yeah.
the bodies.
I
and
remember that.
everything
That was,
everywhere.
I think that was called The Last Man or something like that. Wasn't it
Something
something
like
like
that.
that?
For real.
And then of course the guy
Yeah,
has
he
what-
dies or something
Yeah,
like that.
and he just keels over because something or somebody shoots him.
Something like that.
That's
yeah.
some art
Yeah.
fucking shit right there. Imagine going to a fucking movie. You're gonna play that before the movie. You're just like, fuck.
Well, have you ever seen the Last Battalion?
What's that?
It's actually good. Was it Ricky Schroeder from Silver Spoons? Oh
What?
shit, you might be too young for that.
The
one.
Last Battalion.
Yeah,
You
it's-
think it's on YouTube?
No, it's they usually tend to show it on the History Channel, the military
Oh,
channel.
okay.
But no, it's actually a true story. It's basically during World War One,
Uh-huh.
and this unit they're basically doing the final pushes towards the end of the war, and it's I think it's like 2 American units, British and the French, British on one side and the French on the other side. So they tell this one unit commander who's played by Ricky Schroeder, I think that's his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to school to be a lawyer, but
That's how,
he's
yeah.
what the hell is he, like a captain or something like that, a lieutenant colonel? So they send him up in there with his guys, and it was like 500 or 600 guys. Well, they send him up in there, and they get pinned down. Well, they send runners back, and they're like, hey, what the fuck is going on? Where's everybody else? They're like, oh no, they're on your flank and shit. They're gonna link up with you. Yeah, there was nobody there.
Yeah, that
So
sounds like
I think it was for 5
shitstorm.
days they were stuck there
fuck.
from having to scavenge food off the dead, having to get rid of snipers just so they can get water.
Damn it.
They even got shelled by their own artillery. They actually had to send a bird back to sit there and be like, stop, kind of shit, because their guys were dying. A couple of the guys were captured. One of them was captured and sent back to leave a message for the commander of the unit. They actually sent flamethrower guys up in there, just burning them alive. I mean, it was, and they just wouldn't get out of there. And it was mostly guys from New York. There was a couple guys from elsewhere, and one of the guys that was captured, I think he was like a lieutenant or something like that. They're like, why don't y'all give up? It's like it's hopeless. You're out there by yourselves. And he's
Yeah.
like, look, these are a bunch of guys from the streets. There's a bunch of like Brooklyn fuckers and all this other shit. It's like, this is their life. They fight for their life every fucking day. You're not going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
They're a bad habit. They're not going to get rid of them. So they go back. He tells comes back with the flag or the white flag, and so he tells them, he's like, yeah, they want to know if you want to give up, and he's like, well, this is their answer. He takes it and he chucks it right back at them, and turns out by them like holding up right there, they pinned up the Germans. They couldn't get them out, so that basically pretty much almost pushed the end of the war. Really, like that. I mean, I think like.
Well, that was like a deciding factor, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
one of
Because the Germans were going to do a big push and drive everybody back out, but that held them up. They couldn't go around them, but they just couldn't get through them. They couldn't get their final offensive going on because of that. But I think it was like 120 guys walked out of there out of like
Damn.
500-600.
Fuck.
And I mean, it's just horrible conditions, but I mean, that's war.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do a game about that. I mean, it's only
I was
5
just gonna
days.
say that. Like, no fucking
know.
video game can fucking
But it's like playing Call of Duty back in the day, the World War II ones. Those are my favorite ones, to be honest, the World War II ones. Because it just brings all that to life, you know?
And everyone knew all the battles,
Mhm.
you know? Like, everyone knew all the fucking generals and shit. Like,
Mhm.
it was just like... I mean, it's kind of like a history lesson, but you're kind of immersed in the world.
Well, yeah, you're taking part of it. It's you know, and I like how I had history stuff in there too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like watching oh god damn it, I can't think anymore. Man, the memory's going. The HBO series that they did,
Band of Brothers?
Band of Brothers.
Oh, yeah. That's
How
a
they
really
would
good
actually
series.
have the guys talk about what was going on. And it's
Yeah.
like, man, it's, you know, and they had a little bit of that. Like, what was that one game, Hearts War or something like that? That was free download on Xbox.
Yeah.
It took place during World War One. Well, in between the load scenes, it's actually got like history stuff on there, like actually, you know, a picture of whatever, and then an actual like a report or what was going on at that time in that area, kind of stuff.
So
And I like
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot more potential to have stuff like that because that's stuff that we need. Now, how do you take certain like big issues like I don't know what's big issues right now that would be like a high school kid to something that's hard for him to comprehend in the classroom that you can make a more stimulating video games for him. You know what I mean? They can be puzzles. You know, they can be weird investigative stories that to get through the stories they actually teach you math in a way. You know what I mean? Like without teaching you math, like you have to understand certain ways to break code down and shit. I
But
don't know.
honestly, that's... And unfortunately,
Like learning without knowing you're learning.
the government won't put that kind of money because right now they're barely paying teachers. enough
Yeah.
to
Well, no, but
stay.
yeah, but these would be video game companies putting stuff in there. I mean, it's
It's-
you know, but it depends on. It's really how they do it. You know, it's
Exactly.
more of
Because-
like mini games. Like a lot
Yeah.
of those mini games within, you know, a game like after Zelda Link to the Past, I really didn't play any other ones except for like Game Boy ones.
But you're bartering that shit. You're buying and selling. That's like
Well, not only that, but like you're having to figure out the puzzles
Yeah.
and whatnot. And I mean, you know,
that's what I liked about it.
I'd watch friends play. I couldn't play because they were bogarting it. But anyways, I'd watch some of these puzzles and like, God damn it, what the fuck, man?
Honestly,
Some bullshit.
I saw something like really interesting, and I thought it would be a really cool thing to do in high school. But honestly, maybe people wouldn't understand it. But okay, but basically, Japanese high schoolers they took a cup and they grew a chicken from a fertilized egg without the shell.
Whoa.
So basically,
So the chicken came first.
yes, yes.
Whoa.
But basically, they took a fertilized
Actually,
egg.
the chick came first.
Anyway, they took a fertilized egg and they cracked it and they put it in a cup, and then they put it in the incubator, and you could actually see day by day the chick actually forming.
That's fucking wild.
Like forming from the yolk, or at least from the cells,
Holy shit.
until it just one
Well,
day.
yeah,
it just,
it pretty much feeds off the yolk.
yeah,
so.
and then until it actually pops. It pops up. A baby chick pops up from the chicken
What
thing.
the
Yeah.
fuck? That would be how long did it take?
I don't know how it takes. Like it takes a couple weeks I can't remember.
So imagine
but-
you're walking into this classroom, this thing's just doing its thing. You're like, oh.
and you see and then it shows it like see that's the heart beating and see the some little red squiggly like.
that is insane.
And of course the thing is, that'd be awesome for do that in science in high school because that would teach you about the just the I wouldn't say the science of shit that's a bad term. I don't say the science of creation, but no, that's not like the what would be the development stage
Yeah,
of
development
a chicken.
chicken.
And
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah.
you could actually apply that to any other creature. And of course, granted, then you'd have a bunch of high schoolers with baby chicks after that. And of
Not
course,
really. I mean, you feed it. Think about it. You feed it and then you eat it.
Yeah. Yeah, let it
Yeah.
grow up, and then, man, it got some chicken legs.
Fuck yeah, man.
Oh, so it's
Oh,
man,
yeah.
that'd be awesome. Like you go in science class, and then
of life.
You have to take care of
you
it.
have to take care of it, and you could take care of that's in the ag class.
Yeah.
and then you go to home ec and turn it into chicken nuggets. I like it.
Yeah.
That's
Fuck
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. And now it's all natural.
All natural. And then you take the feathers from art class and you make a
Yep.
Indian headdress.
You can apply those principles. That's the thing. It's just I think we're just chained up with the way everything works, and we're
Well,
not going to change anything.
I remember in first grade we would go to, I guess you could say, the computer lab, but
You had those Macs. I got the.
the fucking shitty ass fucking thing. No, I think they were IBMs, man.
I had Macintosh.
Well, in middle school we had Macs, but that, anyways.
Yeah, go on.
There wasn't a mouse at the time.
Oh, okay.
But what it was a video game, but it would shoot either math problems or words at you, and if you got it right, and then it would build a different part of either this monster or robot.
Oh, cool.
And then once you finished it off, it would shoot off like a rocket or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like, which I really wasn't too that good with it. But then I remember in middle school in math class, it was was it? Did you ever see the Electric Company?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
it was kind of like the Math Man thing.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, and it had like it was like Pac-Man, I guess you could say, and it had like the little creatures around, and then you'd move up a spot, and then you would have to solve the problem, and then you can move and kind of shit.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like
I was horrible at that.
You could fucking do games like that,
bad at
but
math.
you're not even knowing. Like it's a fucking I picture like a fucking noir. You're a fucking detective, like noir type thing. And then it's like,
Well, you played L.A. Noire. I
walked
didn't.
in my office.
well, yeah, that's kind of like that, but that was
legs
more
are
like
so
GTA.
long, you have to-
I
But
didn't-
with
I didn't
this,
play it,
to
so.
me, the concept would be like it leads you to there's a case, there's one case, and you have to figure it out, and it just leads you to do all these fucking puzzles, and it gets you to the point where just like you got to know your fucking shit, and
Yeah.
every game, like it has different levels.
Kind of like the Maltese Falcon kind of thing.
Fuck yeah!
You really got to gumshoe it up.
Fuck yeah, man!
It's
a good movie.
It's kind of like
Great movie, yeah.
when I was taking the CPB test, the Customs and Border Patrol,
Oh yeah.
and you'd have to take there's the written exam, and then there's the physical exam. I never got to and didn't pass the written exam because
Yeah.
I'm a dummy because I don't know my high school math. But it talking about there's 1,500 packages, and of course they like 2/3 of them have legal stickers, and how many of them have illegal stickers? And of
Oh
course,
goddamn 2/3.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
and then you're like, and of course, granted, I didn't know. I actually had to study up my fractions for like weeks after that.
Yeah.
I can't even
Of course,
think of
granted,
that right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
for a high schooler who's like barely learning, that's
Like a third grader or some shit.
yeah. Well,
Third,
actually,
fourth,
that,
yeah. Third,
I
fourth
did,
grade.
like I was like high school, third grader. Hopefully, maybe
Yeah.
they're learning the fraction. In third
Yeah,
grade.
they
But
are.
no, hopefully they're.
Well, it's like when I went back to school at SAC. You have to take the
Answer
placement
was
test and all
900,
that
by the way.
bullshit.
That's right.
I mean, they put me back in like 301 fucking math, and it's just like holy fucking shit. I don't remember any of this, and man, good. And from 301, 2, and 3, and then to college algebra, and it's like fucking God.
Yeah.
Thank God I took those classes because I would have gone to college algebra and be like, ew, I don't remember none of this shit.
Well, here's the thing. My
I
buddy,
can't remember it now.
a buddy of mine, he was you guys met Frank at the wedding, right?
Frank, yeah.
So Frank, growing up, he was always fucking good at math, but till this day, the real reason I think he's really kept his chops up is because he sees how math helps everybody, and he would like calculate. Like we would play fucking backyard baseball, and he's calculating ERAs for everybody and batting averages. And I'm just like, you're a fucking nerd. He plays poker, and he's calculating a fucking percentage on every fucking hand. Like he's just he just has that
Yeah. Unfortunately,
that
in the-
insight.
You know what? Some people, it just comes easier to them than others. I'm horrible at math. Doing drafting, that's retarded. But the thing is if I'm using it and I'm working
Exactly.
with it,
If you're applying it to it,
It's-
it comes.
it's
yeah.
it's kind
You
of
get
like
it,
back in high school when I was working Denny's or McDonald's or whatever, handling money. Or even when I got out of the military and I was working at Shamrock, handling money, it just, after so long, it just comes secondhand. You're just like,
Exactly.
all right, cool, this, and this, and this. And I
You
still...
start counting your 20s differently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, just even calculating change, it's
Yeah.
like, okay, this and this, I'm still horrible at math, but
Give
I'll
me a
sit
nickel, I'll
there...
give you a quarter.
I'll sit there and try to figure out the, like 15% or so, for the tip and whatnot.
Oh, I have to do that in my job for sure. Yeah.
I try to do it, whether I'm on or not. I'm close, but I usually tend to overtip anyways because I used to work in those industries, and I know how much it sucks.
Yeah. Oh, dude, talking about tipping though, like I'm a fucking asshole when it comes to that, dude. Because I used to do it too, so I know what it takes to be. You know,
you get a shitty waiter or waitress. It's
fuck
like,
that.
"Meh."
Like
I won't leave a nickel though.
I won't. I won't fucking leave it. My wife was just going crazy. She was like, "Oh my god, you're not gonna leave anything," and she bailed out. Like she thought we were skipping on the fucking thing. No, we paid for the fucking bill. They just never came and checked on us once.
Yeah.
Like it's just no. I'm not, she didn't even bring out our food. Like someone else brought out our food.
Yeah.
Maybe she was busy or something like that. But I would see her walking.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, no, fuck that.
So you go find the person that brought you your food and is like, here's $1, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's her tip. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. No, but back to the game thing. You guys ever played like Roller Coaster Tycoon and shit like that?
No, I never played that. I used to play Sim City.
Okay, Sim City.
And then what was it? There was another one.
Well, my friend used to play
Way
that
back
Roller
when.
Coaster Tycoon thing. You would make your own like fucking
Yeah, your
amusement
thing-
parks.
Yeah.
But it would get fucking real. Like you would have to think of profits. You would have to figure out how to pay your fucking maintenance guy. Your shit would start getting dirty.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking like, this is fucking smart. Like it at least gets you in that mindset.
Mm-hmm. Having enough left over so you can sit there and fix your rides, keeping them open.
Yep.
Your ticket sales versus like how many people you got coming in, how many people you got to hire. You know, it's,
And then there's a fucking fire just
No.
out of nowhere, and you're just like, what the fuck? And same thing with Sims. Like you would do this little city, and everything's going great, and all of a sudden like something shit would happen, and your water is all fucked up. And you're like, oh, I got to do new plumbing, and you're over budget.
You know, I guess I never got to that point. I was at the point where I just
oh man,
build...
you had to watch the traffic, how you're laying out roads,
Yeah,
the whole
dude.
9 yards, man.
There'd be traffic
Of
jams.
course, after a
oh.
while, it was like, "Is this why you start like you could enable all the monsters and stuff?" Like,
Yeah.
I'm bored. Just
No,
Oh,
it
yeah.
gets really
Yeah,
interesting. Like if
Godzilla
you're,
comes rolling in because you got the nuclear power plant. It's like,
like there'd be parts of the city where there's just like a lot of crime, and you try to put like police stations like strategically there, and fires are always burning over here and shit.
yeah.
It got pretty real. But anyways, I guess to end the podcast, we can just say
There's still time.
we know how this will.
See, don't get like Bob.
yeah.
Don't
yeah,
listen to
yeah.
that guy.
Don't
Don't
let-
listen to
I
that
see
guy.
it.
Well,
I see it.
let me finish my rant then.
Let's wrap it up. Put a bow
So
on it.
with all these video game things, I guess this became a video game episode. There are chances to learn about these video games. You just got to pick and choose what there is. And I want to see us get to the state, like to the moment where like it's not words. Everything's just it comes very intuitive, and you're learning, yeah. But it's like more about being aware of whatever it is that you're doing and being in the moment. And I kind of feel like we don't live in the moment. There has to be something that makes you feel that way.
Well,
Can't
I
describe it.
I like playing a game where it gets the wheels turning.
Well,
Where
that's-
it
yeah,
really
that
starts
too.
getting me to think about stuff. It's like, oh, well, okay, I see that shit, and it's like,
Do you think you could do that without having all these words blasted at you? You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's like, can we learn and be enthralled without having all these words just going by?
it's
Yeah.
called being an artist. You gotta
Exactly.
do it just right.
I think we can.
All right. Well, maybe we'll wrap this up. We'll guess I don't say.
You
You
can
want to
make
take
it
another,
say-
do another show? Another
Yeah,
show?
yeah, we can do
Okay.
whatever we want.
All right.
We can do
well,
whatever the
Fuck
fuck
yeah,
we want.
motherfucker.
See,
We're
now
in
that-
Bob's Boo Box.
Now the volume's
Just
tight.
go.
No, all right. Anyway, thank you for listening to the Blunderbuss Special. Blah, 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 the Blunderbuss Special. God damn it, with his Nate, who says going to be on another show. So just listen to that. Like us on the Twitters and the Facebooks and whatever the hell. I don't know. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
I'm listening to myself right now.
The Twitters and the YouTubes and like and subscribe
And the hentai
Suppose.
omelet.